Everybody, Zen Witch here with a quick reading on this beautiful, glorious, sunny morning after a rockin' full moon in Libra at perigee, and that brought in storms with lots of tornado warnings around us, and woo, lots of energy last night. So while I was doing some ritual, I grabbed a couple of decks to do a quick reading, and I wanted to share these with you, and I'm just going to read them straight out because I can't really add anything to it. First deck I grabbed was the Mystical Shaman Oracle. You might not be able to see it too clear because the sun is so bright. I'm doing a review on this deck in like a week, Friday the 17th of April. The deck review of this one's coming up. It's gorgeous. I pulled the deck out and I had it with the backs facing me, and I was looking through and saw that there was a card turned the wrong way. So that's the one we went for. Whoops, let me get the book out. The card is the Sacrifice. And it says, to sacrifice means to make sacred. The sacrifice is an offering of gratitude made from the heart, a feast of love prepared for spirit. In olden days, sacrifices sometimes involved rituals in which blood was offered to the gods. For example, in the Bible, Yahweh preferred Abel's sacrifice of one of his lambs to Cain's offering of vegetables and fruits. In Middle America, however, Quetzalcoatl, the Lord of the Dawn, oh my God, something just occurred to me. You'll see this in a minute. Quetzalcoatl, the Lord of the Dawn, came to teach that spirit preferred our songs and our prayers to the blood of humans or animals. The invitation, and that was the essence. Here's the invitation. The sacrifice asks you to offer to spirit that which is most precious to you. Your offering will be sanctified and returned tenfold. You will be elevated to the altar at which you have been praying and meet the divine at the table with the heavenly feast. You are a welcome guest in this banquet. Your heart is the only worthy offering you can bring. Life has been generous with you in so many ways. The medicine is, what is the one person or thing that you feel you cannot live without? It is time to offer it all to Spirit so that it may unfold as it will. Do not cling to the old form or allow your sacrifice to weigh heavily upon you. You have sacrificed yourself and your dreams for too long. Now is the time to rededicate yourself to your journey. When you make sacred, you open the doors to infinite wealth. Do not delay. This I'm seeing as, the sacrifice of our old way of being, our old way of life, the structure of the way we go about business. We're having to sacrifice the known and our comfort zones for the unknown. So this is just a call to do that boldly. Now, what made me gasp a minute ago is the next deck that I grabbed is the Shapeshifters, and I'm getting ready to shoot reviews of this and all my Lucy Cavendish decks, so you can look forward to that. But I got this deck out on the first shuffle. 2 cards flew out. What's the first one? Quetzalcoatl and the Priestess of Time. So, Quetzalcoatl here, Quetzalcoatl here. This is the serpent. This is the feathered, the winged serpent. Can you see with the sun glare going on? Isn't she gorgeous? And she says, the time has come. The time to act is now. So, about Quetzalcoatl and the Priestess of Time. The feathered serpent, Quetzalcoatl, is at the heart of the Mayan people's traditions, and he is a timekeeper. His return is now. And thus this is the time of the most rapid transformation, of the clarity of a thought that can manifest into reality immediately. We are in the most challenging and fantastic times ever on this planet, and Quetzalcoatl heralds a shift between worlds of consciousness. He and his influence are now the new reality, and those who refuse to step up and embrace and incorporate the new energies will find themselves deep in struggle and unhappiness over and over. Instead, it's time to refuse to allow fear to corrupt your courage and to do what must be done. Quetzalcoatl and the Priestess of Time speak. It is the right time in this moment, now. There has been so much poring over of star maps, hunting for the correct auspicious moment, contemplating the right time, staring into the heavens and asking for sacred dates. But what we wish to say to you now is that you must act. The right time will unfold as it is meant to. For too long you have used this idea of right time as a tactic to delay and procrastinate because you're afraid of what the change will bring. The change will alter everything. Your ideas will fall away one by one and shift, change, and rearrange. Everything will transform and nothing is certain because we are in the time of prophecy. Stop waiting for the right time because it is now that this action must take place. So all of those things, the structure of your life that you've always dreamed about, if I had it my way, here's the future I'm dreaming of, implement those now. The divination is, will you shift your consciousness? Will you change deliberately despite the fear in the others who tell you that you are wrong? Will you move away from fighting opposition, the either or mentality, and shift into a beingness that allows for a much greater reality? The time is now. That is all you need to know. But there is much that you must do. A deliberate effort to move away from navel-gazing and procrastination will transform into a determination to become through doing, thinking, being, sharing, and insisting on the new reality's truths for you. It is time to embrace a new standard of excellence and to make that your creed. Do not wait another heartbeat. I also want to say that if you are, well, we're all experiencing trauma right now. And if you find yourself stuck, if you find yourself unable to focus, be gentle with yourself. Forgive yourself for that. We're all in trauma. And maybe while you're in that stuck place, just do some deep breathing, do some stretching, be in your body rather than your head and trying to think your way to your new reality. Just be in your body. So this is not a time to be hard on yourself and pressure yourself for what your traumatized brain is not allowing you to do. You know, your functionality is what it is, but you can take that to an art form. You can take your stuckness to an art form and be in that stillness and be in your body. Okay. Now, the next one is Ling Garden. Look how beautiful they are. And this one is the last card of this deck, and it says a new world is born. About Ling Garden. Ling is the fairy caretaker of the newborn dragons. Her garden is their nursery, their safe place where they first meet nature, flowers, bees, butterflies, shapeshifters, fairies, animals, and now you. Baby dragons are very rare and extremely precious. For a long time they have not been entrusted to this world, and they moved between the worlds, their elders watching humans to see when we would finally rebirth ourselves. Only when we have nearly destroyed ourselves, learned that this is not the way, and pulled back from the brink of destruction, will the elders give the young ones to us as a sign that we have changed what was to have been our horrible collective fate. No longer will we slaughter the wild woods, the keeping places of magical fae. No longer will we torment those who can speak with beings in the summerlands or see the shapes of souls above their physical forms. No more shall we force others to believe in one way to the source. We have been to the edge of the cliff, pulled back, grown wings, and decided to fly instead. We will care for and respect the animals as our kin, and you will now meet the dragon in her tender form, will grow strong and become powerful, but never a danger to all that is. And you who now meet the dragon, okay, you are proof of beauty in this world, of its worth, and you will honor all life in the reborn world. Ling Garden speaks. In a new world we will live together. The fae, as am I, the animals who gather about the newborn one in the magical grove, and you, a child of the new earth. This grove is a womb, nature's sacred temple of the great goddess and god, and in this place we are caring for the newborn magical ones and witnessing the return of the dragons. So dragons, winged serpents in every one of these cards. All that we feared lost from the world is returning. All that we thought impossible to hope for has come back to us. The whole world is singing, is in love, because the rebirth of magic is taking place. We cannot live without magic. The dragons, the trees, the animals, the fae, and the humans must somehow learn to live together. Now that the dragons have entrusted their babes to us, we know the world can be rebirthed too. You've come through this time of hardship, and you, like the entire planet and all of her creatures, are reborn. Rejoice in this great blessing. They have come back to you. Sing your joy to this world. You feel the happiness of Gaia's heart. Hear the bells ringing out at every birth, and know once again that you live in the times of legend. So here's the divination. You have claimed your place in the world, reborn and tender, yet strong and honorable. As you represent the possibilities of humanity and have learned the shapeshifters' lessons, you've understood that while you are reborn, so too is the very world. You now must shift the focus from the self alone into the we, the us, the bond between all. We've been pitched into an experience of our connection and the consequences of each individual's actions on the whole. You will not lose yourself again as you once thought you would. Know now the world's future has changed. The time you have been waiting for is now, and you must choose something bigger than the one self. You must choose something transcendent to walk with. You must shift the focus from the old self, for that self has fallen away and died, and here you are anew. If you shift the focus from the old self and the 1,000 petty worries and complaints that you can conjure, you will be of service. You will do kind things. You will be cared for. There is no further need to worry, only to live well and in kindness, serving something greater. When you have chosen to do this, something truly miraculous will take place. The people and the beings of the old world will fade away, and in your new world will be happiness, bliss, and an enthralling contentment. Now we are free. We are indeed free. We are free from the old models. We're still struggling with this. You know, they've been ripped away from us, and we're struggling. But the more, like the sacrifice card says, the more you willingly give it up. Okay, I sacrifice this. I step out of this model, and I am willing to stand in that blank place until the new model arises. I am willing to be part of that change. I'm willing to change myself in order to bring that change into the world. All of these serpents, Quetzalcoatl twice, and the baby dragons are telling us that these new beings that are being reborn, and these new beings are us in dragon form. What does that mean? Powerful. Powerful and fire-breathing and fearless. And looking to the future in this moment, choosing the change that we want to see in our own lives in this moment, and then waiting to see them manifest in the outer world. So, happy full moon from last night. Hang in there, everybody. This is the Zen Witch. Comment below, like, and share all that crap. This is the Zen Witch. I'm going back to sewing now. Blessed be.